Hey, it's me, versus computer. There's the computer standing right there fighting you. That's good UI. Reminds me of that thing where the guy had the CRT for a head and he was leaving CRTs on people's doorsteps. So yeah, puzzle fighter, huh? How about that? It's like Crystal Crisis, but different. What's Crystal Crisis, you may ask? Well, Crystal Crisis, it's like Puzzle Fighter, but different. Yeah. Prepare for the most exciting episode there ever were. Gonna fire off all the synapses in your brain like a Mexican fireworks store. Nah, but not really though. It's probably gonna be a pretty chill episode. YouTube has enough forced excitement as it is. We gotta do the opposite of what everybody else does. Yeah, take that, lady. Stupid lady. But yeah, we gotta do the opposite and be real chill. YouTube's got way too much just people screaming in your face and subscribe if you like Mario. My cock is small. Yeah, we're not. I ain't no damn soy. I just came here to watch happy, colorful Nintendo characters stack colorful blocks or whatever. That's all I'm here for. My needs are simple. So, what do we want to say about Puzzle Fighter? It's gonna be quite the challenge to talk about this simplistic thing for 15 minutes. Each character's got a different drop pattern. What's a drop pattern, you may ask? Well, when you get a large combo, you dump a bunch of nasty shit all over the other player, and the pattern of it's different depending on what character you have. Some characters might drop a bunch of vertical yellow whatevers. I don't need to explain this shit to you. You're not completely retarded. I think anybody who was watching this has probably turned it off at this point. You can't say that to me! But yeah, we're really flying through this. We're on the third character already. One could say I've had a bit of practice. This is the arcade version, by the way. It's about maybe 5% different than the PS1 version. The UI at the start was different. And the music is pitched up slightly. That's about it, really. That's where the differences end. That's all she wrote. Fucking hell. So some of the character... and pardon me, I'm getting all phlegmy. Some of the character choices in this are kind of weird. We're missing a lot of the Street Fighter mainstays. There's no M. Bison, no Blanca, no E. Honda... No, yeah, I guess those are the big ones. Although there are at least references to those characters. I think there's an M. Bison statue in the background of one of these stages. Did I mention there's no Zangief either? Remember when Zangief was in the You Can Know Joe video when he fought Peter Griffin at the convenience store? That video got taken down for some reason. Yeah. And so occasionally you might hear exclamations of Japanese coming from the characters when they get a good combo. I certainly couldn't tell you what they're saying. I mean, I ain't no dirty, unwashed, unshaven weeb. But since I don't know, I guess you can just make up your own dialogue and pretend they said that in Japanese instead. Pretend like they said, like, bitch, you move to the other side of the escalator. Standing there like a stack of pancakes. What did he say? I must confess, I just stole that line from Patton Oswalt. And the multi-gem saves the day. Look at that. But yeah, I stole that line from a Patton Oswalt stand-up special I saw like 15 years ago. You guys know Patton Oswalt, don't you? That big fat guy that used to be funny but isn't anymore. I miss him. Oh yeah, and there's M. Bison's hat in the background, by the way, on the right side. Look at it quick before it gets covered up, dear viewer. M. Bison is with us in spirit. Did you guys ever see the Street Fighter movie where M. Bison was played by Raul Julia? I never did, but I know the references anyway. The day M. Bison walked into your village was perhaps the greatest day of your life. But to me, it was Tuesday. That's a real line from the movie, by the way. I read somewhere that the actor who played M. Bison, the only reason he took the role is because I think his grandkids were big fans of Street Fighter and he thought this would be like a way to bond with them, or something to that effect. Which is admirable, I must say. So to all you lore experts out there, here's a question I guess I've never quite figured out. What race is M. Bison supposed to be? Is he like a Pacific Islander, or what's going on with that? We definitely want to finish off the... Well, never mind. I was about to say we want to quickly finish off the other player before she gets that giant red. And then that's exactly what happened. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you this would happen? And what did I tell you was gonna happen? Exactly what just happened. So I guess this is a good opportunity to look at other characters at least. We talked about drop patterns in the past, like 3 minutes ago, and Ryu's drop pattern is, it's all a bunch of vertical lines, dear viewer. I feel like if they were to ever make a sequel to this with more characters, they would immediately run into problems because there are really only so many drop patterns you can do. I mean, sure, it's easy enough to draw new sprites of new characters, but realistically, how many ways can you arrange the blocks in a way that's fair and balanced and isn't a duplicate of any of the other patterns? I feel like the best course of action there would be to have lots of clones of drop patterns, have 2 or even maybe 3 characters for each potential pattern. That way there's some variety at least while still keeping the game balanced. But at least that's what I would do. I don't know. I ain't a game designer. I'm just some stupid country bumpkin. I don't know nothing. Yahoo! Just drink it. You know, 'cause we were talking about country bumpkins. You know, the thing from Hey Arnold. I got a clip of that recommended to me on the YouTube earlier today. That's a nice nostalgic look back. Hey Arnold. Susie, make me a sandwich. I read somewhere that there's a theory that Oscar from Hey Arnold was based on one of the producers of the show. I think it was Gabor Chupo of Klasky Chupo fame. As you know, he was European and also lazy and not easy to get along with. That character was sort of a dig at him, and I guess perhaps he didn't realize. There was definitely some shade being thrown at Klasky Chupo back in the day. As the youngsters say. Do they still say throwing shade? I don't even know. I'm just an old man. I don't know nothing. I'm gonna be 29 years old next week. God help me. It's gonna be 2 whole decades since my parents took me to see Shrek 2 in theaters on my birthday. That wonderful core memory is so far in the past, I don't even know. You're probably thinking, is he just gonna have a crisis right here on camera? Is this it? Is this the big moment? Is he gonna be like that one guy who just left the Neo Turf Masters running for an hour and a half while he had a breakdown? Is that what's gonna happen? Well, no, dear viewer, that's not what's gonna happen. We came here to have fun, remember? See, we just threw a fireball in that poor lady's face. What could be more fun than that? Fuck you, Chun-Li. Okay, next up. Yeah, Donovan's a real tough SOB. You gotta watch out. Watch out. Here comes Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I want you to get me pictures of Peter Parker. I want pictures of Peter Parker on my desk by 5 o'clock.
But sir, I'm Peter Parker.
What?
Oh, fucking hell. How do you even follow up on such a thing? I'm assuming Donovan is a Darkstalker's character. I ain't certainly never seen him in no Street Fighter games. They were certainly very generous to Darkstalkers in this game. They've got Morrigan, they've got Hishenko, and they've got Donovan. And I feel like there was an extra secret character. Yeah, DeVillet, who was also a Darkstalker's character. Yeah, this is only half a Street Fighter game when you think of it like that. I lost my train of thought. Just like George's dad on that one episode of Seinfeld where it was Festivus and he was airing his grievances about everybody and he lost his train of thought. That wasn't in the script, by the way. The actor Jerry Stiller actually did lose his train of thought. This isn't particularly fun or interesting to say. What are you doing, you stupid fucking idiot? Make more jokes. Why you no make the jokes no more? You make your mother cry. I don't fucking know. Is it time for Akuma yet? So they're gonna fake us out, viewer. See, look at this. It wasn't Dan. It was actually Akuma, although Dan is playable. If you know what you're doing, there's a secret code, you see. But no one would want to play as Dan because he's the worst character in the game, obviously. Both in Street Fighter and Puzzle Fighter, that they are very consistent at Capcom over that. So riddle me this, dear viewer. Who do you think would win in a fight between Akuma and Akumer? That's not my joke either. I got that one from a certain Canadian Mountie, let's say. It's just a whole damned episode of other people's jokes. Why does anybody watch this? Akuma's attack pattern is definitely the most scrambled and difficult to deal with. Out of all the characters in the game, they wanted to make him the best character, obviously. I like how when he does a big combo, he faces backwards away from the screen, because that's actually a reference to one of his supers in actual Street Fighter. This is definitely what a game journalist would call a love letter to the Street Fighter franchise. That's like a common thing whenever there's an homage that definitely knows its source material well. Game reviewers have very tonally consistent language. I guess in some respects you just kinda have to repeat yourself when you're in that line of work just to put up with crunch and having so many vaguely similar games to review. You know, you gotta fit them all into such a small time slot.
Hurry up and review those games, and then get me pictures of Spider-Man.
You know how it is. So, let's encourage some fan interaction here. So, if they did make a sequel, what do you think? What characters do you think they should put in the game, loyal fan? They've got 4 additional Street Fighters to pull from now. They could put in Q. They could put in Dudley. They could put in, who was the big fat guy? Rufus, yeah, that's what his name was. What do you think? I'll just be like a real YouTuber. Leave your answers in the comments, and I'll definitely read them.